What is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Justin Colby, and on this video, we're gonna be talking about how you need to start buying rentals now and why, and exactly how they make money for you besides just the rental income. Check it out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Justin Colby, and I am sitting here at one of my favorite places to record these videos, which is an incredible 5-star resort here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And so as often as I can, when the heat is not crippling, I try to come here because it's just awesome and very peaceful. With that being said, this video is gonna be about why you need to be buying rental properties. I'm gonna give you a personal breakdown of 3 of my rental properties and why you need to start doing this, even if it's one at a time, because quite literally it makes you money while you sleep. And I'm not just talking the rents. Now, if you like this channel, I would really love for you to like this video if you like the topic. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. The YouTube gods really favor channels that have good level of subscribers, and make sure you get notified. I drop 3 videos a week, all about business, real estate, and entrepreneurship. So let's just jump into some of my rentals that I actually bought. And I'm gonna review 3 for you to give you some math to help you understand why this really just makes sense. Even if you can't go out and buy a bunch of rentals because cash is tight, there are ways to buy rentals without having your own cash. But ultimately, I want you guys to learn the importance of this because it makes you money while you sleep. And again, I'm not necessarily talking about the rental income. First of all, I'm going to show you an actual document that came from my lender to give you a breakdown of how this is actually making money. So as you see here on the side, this is one of my rental properties. And what's really cool about this is I actually bought this property estimating roughly an $80,000 to $85,000 value. Well, as you see here at the top, the lender actually went out, they did their own appraisal, and they gave the value of $90,000. So that's one of the points I want to bring up to you guys is I bought this right. And part of the secret to buying rentals and capitalizing on the money that it can make you is making sure you're buying it right. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here a little further down into the video. But I already came into $5,000 more equity than I thought I was going to by simply buying it right. So out of the gates, I just made $5,000. So with that said, that's just one component. Now let's talk about how I bought it. I bought it low, right? And then I remodeled it. It's called the BRRRR method for those that don't know, but I'm buying it, remodeling it, rent it, and then I refinance. So this document is about refinancing. So as you see the breakdown here, if you take a look at everything, my interest rate is 5%, which is not as great as a bank. But what I'm doing is I'm using a hard money lender that maybe has a higher interest rate than you would if you went to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or any of the larger banks. But I'm okay with that because it actually doesn't go against my Frank Dodd Act, which would say I could only have 10 rental properties under my name, etc. So this allows me to have loans in my LLC, and then I start to get point number 2, which would be tax write-offs. This is another incredible way that rental properties are actually helping me make money while I actually sleep. So as I have here, you see that there's an interest rate and there's an interest payment. And at the very bottom, you see that my payment to this lender is PITI. That means principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And it comes into roughly $400. Now, roughly 25 to 30% of that will be going towards the interest and taxes and insurance. And so that leaves the remainder paying down my principal. And I'll get there here in a second. So this point number 2 here is the tax write-offs. First and foremost, I'm not an accountant. I'm not here to give you tax advice, but I would talk to your accountant about how you can take advantage of depreciation. If you just simply Google real estate depreciation on rental properties, any one of those words, you'll be able to realize that they do a 27.5 year depreciation against your purchase and rehab investment. So out of the gates, I'm getting a massive tax write-off on the depreciation of the purchase price and my renovations that I made on these homes. So that will last for some time because the amount of income this property is making relative to 27.5 years of depreciation, that type of tax write-off will last me for some time. On top of that, I am actually getting a tax write-off for the interest paid even after the depreciation has been taken out. That's another great tax write-off. So again, I'm making money because I don't have to pay as much in taxes, and I'm making money because I bought the property right and walked immediately into more equity than I even thought of. That's just two ways. Now let's talk about the third and one of the most important. This is the principal pay down. This probably should be number one. And the reason being is I don't have to pay the bank. I'm not paying the interest, I'm not paying the principal, it's getting paid by my tenant. So every month that my tenant pays their $850 a month, which is what we've rented this specific property out, the $400 or so goes to the bank. It is paying principal, it is paying interest, taxes, and insurance, and roughly 70 to 75% of that is going directly towards the principal. So let's just use the example of $300 a month is going towards the principal. Well, $300 times 12 is $3,600 a year is being bought down, and I'm actually gaining more and more equity. That means I just made $3,600 that given year. Now multiply that times 10. In 10 years, I made an extra $36,000. Now I have two other rental properties that I'm not gonna give you another document for right now because we have not yet refinanced it. I actually bought it in cash and remodeled it in cash, and we will refinance it. And so I don't have their document yet. However, that being said, I did buy right again. I did remodel it, and we're gonna rent it for give or take $850 or $900 a month. The reason is all three properties are roughly in the same neighborhood, just very close to each other. So I know my first home was valued at $90,000, so I'm estimating now these other two are valued at $90,000. And by the way, I estimated them the same way I estimated this, anywhere from 80 to 85. So all three properties, I just gained $5,000 each on all three. Again, I just made money by buying this. Now, also, if I take my $3,600 a year on one rental property and I do that times 3, I'm now actually making $10,800 a year for doing nothing. Now again, you multiply that times 10 and you're talking 6 figures for doing nothing but buying it, remodeling it, putting a tenant in. Now, I don't mean nothing, guys. Yes, being a landlord has its headaches, but you build it out over time. This isn't the fast game. This isn't a get rich quick. This is make money for the long term. And ultimately, guys, what we are all in it for is building wealth. Now, I just gave you 3 points of why buying rentals is so important and how it can make you money. First, appreciation or buying it right. If you buy it low enough, you're gonna walk into a decent amount of equity that you didn't even know. So buy it right. Second, depreciation, tax savings, interest, tax savings. Third, they're buying your principal down. It's principal pay down. And lastly, guys, I don't need to talk about it, but you actually make money. As you see on this document, I'm gonna be making roughly $450 a month, give or take. That does actually go into my pocket if I so want. Here's the secret that I'll give you a tip on how I'm actually gonna continue to buy more. I keep the money in the LLC and I use that money to buy more and more and more. If you're liking this, make sure you smash the like button and hit the subscribe button here. Make sure you are putting in the comments any questions or thoughts you have. And by the way, I would love if you share my videos. When these things go viral, it's just awesome and I can impact way more people. So here's my last tip for you guys. Take it slow, but you don't need to go fast. Buy 1 a year, buy 2 a year, buy 3 a year, and just do it consistently. In 10 years, you're gonna be able to look back and look at all the money you made by depreciation, by the tax write-offs, by buying it right, by getting the principal pay down, and you're gonna have so many more options. You can quit your job, you can sell those off, 1031 exchange them into a much larger building. There's so many great options, but you need to get started right now. And on top of all that, you have the actual income that comes in from the rents if you so choose to take it. So hopefully this video finds you well. Make sure you're liking it, make sure you subscribe, share this video with those that want to see it, that need to see it, and I'll see you guys on the next YouTube video. Peace.